What is up, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Look at this weather out here, guys. It is beautiful. We're enjoying a little ride, and along the way we're going to answer some questions you guys sent in. So huge thanks to all you guys that send in questions. So let's get into it. We got Colin Shell. Colin Shell asked tips for ATV MX. So Colin, I do a lot of motocross practice days. You probably, if you've seen the channel, you know that. But I actually did race some motocross back in like 2013. But obviously my main goal, my main focus is cross-country racing, but I'd like to do motocross because it's great cross-training for it. It's another way to stay in shape, and it's something different. It's always good to do something different, not the same thing over and over again. But the best advice I could probably give you, motocross it's repetition. It's going to a track, learning the jumps, getting comfortable being in the air. You know, start off small, work your way up, and then you can progressively go a little bigger, you know, work up to the next jump that may be a little bigger, a little harder, a little more technical. But don't force yourself. Take your time, get comfortable with the quad, get comfortable with jumping. And I think it's just about repetition. So I think if you follow that, you'll be in good shape. All right, next up we got Nick Allberger. All right, so he asked, why do you ride four-wheelers? Well, that's easy, Nick, because it's freaking fun. All right, well, seriously, I started riding four-wheelers, man, it was probably around 2005. I got my first four-wheeler, and I bought my first four-wheeler because I had a good group of my buddies. We all used to ride street bikes together, and they started telling me, like, hey, you got to come with us one Sunday, because we all have four-wheelers, and we go, you know, we go over this spot and that spot, and we rip around and have some fun. So long story short, maybe a week or two after that, I bought a brand new 2006 Honda TRX 400, and I got into four-wheelers, guys, and it was definitely a lot of fun. Back when I got my first four-wheeler, I couldn't even ride a wheelie. I was definitely a noob, but you know, I practiced, I rode a lot, and you guys can see I progressed pretty good, I think, over the years, and here we are today with the old Yamaha. Alright guys, we're back. Let's answer another one of your questions. Alright, so we got Tyler Moore. Why do you prefer the 450? Well, Tyler, my first quad was actually a TRX 400EX. Had that for maybe a couple years, and then I ended up getting a KFX 450. Obviously we wanted to get a little more power, and the KFX at the time had fuel injection. So I got one of those. I believe it was an 09 KFX 450 Monster Edition. I bought it brand new. It had reversed, it was narrow, so it was at the time just the perfect choice for woods, and I wanted fuel injection. I didn't want a carburetor anymore, so I went with that. Had that for, geez, probably from 2009 to 2013. Then I got the old Yamaha, bought a brand new 450X, which was narrow, and been with the 450s ever since. So the 400s are fine for the woods, but obviously with racing, field sections, motocross, I mean, unless you got them done up, the 400EX, while it's a great quad, reliability wise, it's just, I mean, it's really underpowered compared to like the Z400, you know, the KFX 400 back in the day, the Arctic Cat DVX 400. I mean, those things were a little peppier, liquid cooled, just an all-around better quad. So I mean, for me, the 450 is just my choice right now with power and racing. Pretty much the best of everything with the 450, so there you go. All right, so we got another one. Let's go with we got Brandon Everett. Worst hill you have ever climbed and crashed on? Man, I know I had one recently at the pit. It was a mild crash. I've had some close calls. 2017, I believe, the hill climb at Big Buck, in their FMF section, right before the famous creek jump. Was chasing first place, and I was hoping he wasn't going to go up the hill because I didn't do it. It was the last lap, and of course he went up the hill, so I had to follow him. and he was just starting to slow down at the, right at the crest of the hill, which allowed, just, it got me stuck. And luckily I was high enough where I didn't roll it or get hurt or anything. About 6 dudes at the top of the hill grabbed me and pulled me up, so I was lucky there. I don't think on a hill, I've had worse crashes on other things like jumps and trees, but never really on a hill climb. Most of the time, if I have fallen down a hill, it's just hit the old eject button, get away from the quad, and this way it doesn't hit you on the way down, and hopefully it's a soft landing. So that's pretty much it from that. Alright guys, let's get a couple more questions answered here. So we got TM Films. He asks, what made you start riding? I answered that a couple questions ago. That was pretty much just friends. Some friends that I used to ride street bikes with, had quads, told me about it. Next thing you know, I ended up with a quad. Good times. I mean, that's what you do. You have fun with your friends, whether it's quads, dirt bikes, race cars. I mean, all motorsports are fun. So whatever you like, do it. Simple as that. All right, we got Big J Girl. Big J Girl, what made you start racing? So most of you guys may know, I've said it a few times, that we don't really actually have any legal riding in Rhode Island, so it's all illegal. So we do, technically stand the chance of getting arrested. It's trespassing, riding on an unregistered vehicle, all kinds of bogus crap. So it definitely stinks. Our state kind of sucks when it comes to that sort of thing. So years ago, we used to ride in a few different spots. We did have some run-ins with cops, and most of the time the cops were cool. They would just let us go, but it was DEM. Those guys, they frown upon it big time. We've actually gotten a couple tickets years and years ago. So we obviously, after that, we were like, all right, we gotta find something that we can do and not have to run from cops, because we're all older, you know what I mean? So it got kind of old. And my buddy Lyle at the time, he discovered NECC, New England Cross Country. They were a small series out of Connecticut, and I believe we found it in like the winter. So that spring we gave it a shot, and it was definitely a rude awakening. It was hard as hell. It was a 2-hour race just like we do, but small, very, very small scale compared to GNCC. We had maybe between 30 and 60 quads on a good day. Small tracks, guys, 4-mile tracks, sometimes 6-mile tracks. And they only ran 4 to 5 races a year. So, but it was a super fun series. Everybody knew each other, and that's, I mean, that was like basically where I learned how to race, and just it really got me into it like heavy. So then a few years later, we heard about GNCC. We always used to watch it on TV, and we always thought it was so far away. It's just we can't do that. It's crazy. You can't drive 10, 12, 15 hours to go to a race. But then September 2013, Unadilla. So we ended up making it to that. That was our first race. We had a good group of people there, maybe 20 or so of us, pretty much our whole group from NECC. And that was quite the experience. One of my favorite tracks for sure, and just seeing all the people, all the quads, and everyone that was into racing was actually so cool. And after that race, guys, I was hooked. So from 2013, I ended up running 2 more GNCCs that year, because that was after summer break, so the season was already pretty much over. Basically, I ran round 10, round 11, and round 12, and then 2014, that was my first year for running points, and then I ran points for 6 straight seasons. So it's been quite the journey. Definitely love it, and hopefully we can get back to racing soon, guys. This whole deal going on right now, it stinks, but it looks like we're close to that point where things will start opening up soon, and hopefully we can get some races in before the season ends, guys. So this for you guys. Got a little stream. The boys just fixed this bridge, freaking mint. So we'll get a couple more in. We'll do 2 more and that'll be it for this video, guys. If this video gets received well, we'll drop a few more answers in the next video, guys. Alright, so let me know what you think. So we got Will Bergfeld. What other quad would you choose besides a Yamaha? So this is definitely a tough question. I can tell you guys that there's 2 quads that I'd like to have at some point. I would like to get a 4x4 at some point. Can-Am Renegade, either an 850 or a 1000 XXC. For the winters, and just, I don't know, they just seem like they're a lot of fun. Not sure if I would race it, just like to have it, probably mainly just for the winter. As far as sport quad goes, guys, I really would love to get an LTR 450 someday. I just think they're almost at the point where they're kind of like the 250R. They're like collector's items. You don't see too many people racing them still. That, you know, that a lot of guys are switching over. You can see Chris Borch this year. He's on a Honda night. He's done with the LTRs. So I'd love to just find a nice stock one and maybe build it up. Maybe even to a motocross bike and just ride it here and there, you know, once every Sunday or so. And just, I wouldn't probably woods ride it or race it, just to have it for a Sunday easy ride on a motocross track, something like that. I think that'd be a pretty sweet build. And then same thing with the 4x4. The 4x4 would definitely be a cool project. Alright, so we got Dirt Obsession. What manufacturer would benefit most from putting out a sport quad other than Yamaha? So I mean, I think this question is easy, guys. I think Honda has to be the company to step up and produce a sport quad again. I mean, they dominated the industry years ago just with production of quads, a lot of different types of quads. The 400EX, the 450, the 700, plus they have a whole lineup of 4x4s. So it would be really cool to see them come out with a new, completely redesigned sport quad 450, fuel injected. I mean, pretty much from the ground up redesigned. I mean, new plastics, you know. I think that would be a great machine, and maybe even something I would potentially even buy, especially if we had fuel injection, because I'm all about the fuel injection, guys. I don't want to mess with carbs, adjusting them, changing them for elevation, cleaning them if the quad sits too long, things like that. I had carbs years ago, and I mean, it's just, I like tuning with a computer. It's easy, turn a few buttons, plug into the laptop, done. But I think Honda needs to be the company to step things up and maybe give Yamaha a little run for their money, because that would obviously inspire Kawasaki maybe and Suzuki to do something, but it would also maybe make Yamaha give this thing a redesign. It had a small redesign in 2014. Basically, it got the slipper clutch, it got a tiny bump up in compression, and it got a plastics change, new colors, new plastics design. That was pretty much it. But it would be cool to see this thing get like almost a full redesign, especially with the frame, steering geometry. You guys know a lot of us run the caster bracket, which corrects our steering angles, so it'd be cool to see them design a new frame that doesn't need that. So I think that would be really cool, and I think it would just take one company. If Honda could do it, I think maybe others would start to follow. So that's definitely a great question. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to head back. It's getting late, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So if you guys aren't yet, please subscribe. Throw me a thumbs up in this video. Drop a comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right, thanks for watching, guys. All right.